I was watching this video with this trans guy, and he was saying something about something I was saying earlier about outing trans people in public in front of people that they don't even know or even care about. And so, like, it made me think about social experiments and how at times I like to just do different social experiments. And for myself as a bisexual man, I actually did a social experience of where I leaned into the fact that I was someone that people consider straight passing, and then I also leaned into the fact of being that gay man that people don't like. They swear they don't like. Although when I was around, they loved me. You feel me? In truth, they loved your energy. They love who you are. Although they also have insecurities about who you are, because that is going to get into what I'm talking about. I want you, if you are able to try this experiment. Choose something that goes totally opposite of who you are, like and then I mean specifically in the areas of like sexuality or like sometimes even politics and things like that. But for me, I'm thinking of sexuality and gender. So for example, me doing a social experiment and I'm telling people, yeah, I'm a trans man, in the sense of warranting their response of like, how would you treat me if you perceive me this way? You get what I'm saying? Because when I straight pass, individuals would treat me a certain way, and then when I would lean into the fact, like, as I would quickly let a motherfucker know, yeah, I'm into men type shit. You feel me? In the sense of seeing how they're going to respond to that. And now I'm in a situation where it is what it is. You feel me? You either know or you don't. At the end of the day, you're gonna know when I start talking about the things that I'm into. You feel me? Which will include being into men and women. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna hear me complimenting women. You're gonna hear me complimenting men. You're gonna hear me talking about having sex with women. You're gonna hear me talking about having sex with men. You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna talk about it as it's just an everyday thing, because guess what? It is. Those things when you talk about shit and folks like, oh, it just seems like it's just a normal thing for you. It is normal for me, and it's normal. You get what I'm saying? And so, just like these different experiences, like, why do you feel like someone should introduce themselves and instantly be like, oh, hey, I'm a gay man. Hey, I'm a bi man. Hey, I'm a trans man. Hey, I'm a trans woman. When you don't introduce yourself that way, you don't introduce yourself and tell someone your gender and tell them your sexuality. You're not even thinking about that unless you're trying to, fuck this person, right? Yeah, then you should disclose this, or it just comes up in the conversation. You feel me? Even then, you still have that freedom of choice if you finna share that. If it's just a platonic, regular conversation, you get what I'm saying? We just get to meet each other and stuff like that. But that would be a very funny social experiment, because I remember I would play a joke on one of my female friends, my woman friends. When I say female, and she was born a female, you feel me? She's cis. And so I would say, she trans type shit. You trans, and she'll get so offended. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel it's less about calling her a man because she don't look like one, and that's not why I'm calling you trans. You get what I said? I would actually just being funny. It was just a joke. Just I don't know why I was in joke. I just be saying shit a lot of times. Although I know a lot of times for me, because I am a channeler as well, when I'm saying things that I could say as a joke, that'd be my claircognizance, and I'd be triggering people unconsciously. That's just a part of one of my gates within me, within my guilt. I forgot which gate number that was. If you know human design, you understand the gates. But there are times I just trigger certain things in individuals, like individually as I meet them. Like, it would be how I would trigger you would be different how I would trigger your friend, your mom, and sometimes I do trigger the whole. That also comes with just being an Aquarian, that humanitarian energy, you know. And so it was just funny of her reaction, and it's like I respected when she told me she didn't want to be called that, because hey, warranted, if you don't see it as a joke, it's not a joke. You get what I'm saying? And so I did respect that boundary moving forward. Although, I wanted to question that uncomfortability. Like, why were you uncomfortable about that? And if it's not about you being called a man, and you're saying that's the only reason why that uncomfortability there, and that I know that got her to sit with herself. How deeply she sat, I don't know, but I sat with her, and then I sat by myself when she no longer wanted to sit on that rock. You feel me? Because the shit passed on. But me being the person I am, there are times when I'll still sit in places where people live, because I still see the value in understanding that, because it teaches me something about myself, because if I face uncomfortability, that's what I do. Like when I recognize that I'm uncomfortable, not because it's not of me, but because I'm trying to reject something out of a fear or insecurity within myself, I gotta sit with it. I got to, because that is how I get to know myself more and I love myself more. Granted, if you get to the bottom of something and you feel like I still feel this way, then that's who you are, how you feel. Fuck it. But yeah, man, this shit just crazy because it's like boom. I feel it was more so of that of I feel like we hear about the experiences that people go through and it doesn't truly hit until we feel that we are put in that same experience type shit. And someone telling someone that someone's trans in vulnerable situations has not even could, this not even a hypothetical thing, could get someone killed. And I feel women do understand that because that can happen to a woman for many things, not just for being called trans, Although we can use that same analogy right there, that can happen to anybody. If we just anybody can kill you for what they want to kill you. Although I'm saying there are times that we can show empathy because empathy means you put yourself in someone's shoes, and other times, most times, people are showing sympathy where they don't understand because they didn't haven't had that experience, but they still feel what they call sorry for you. You get what I'm saying? And so there are times where you don't have to have that exact experience to actually have. You don't have to be that thing to have that experience. For example, for me, as a two spirit being, me having a dual consciousness, I have had the luxury of not only living the man's experience because I incarnate as a male and I'm choosing to be a man. You feel me? This is who I am in this incarnate, while also experiencing the woman's experience with my feminine consciousness and me being raised by women. In my Scorpio moon, I attract women, and like I said, I sit with people. I don't really lead people where they at unless like, they in some bullshit. When it comes to people going through things, that connection to the collective, that Aquarian energy I have in this vessel in my soul, because it starts in the soul first, bestows. It's like if you hurt and I'm hurting, if I'm connected to you, it's like if my finger got cut right now, bitch, my whole body, my nerve, I feel it in my body. So it's like when I connect with people on that level, they become a part of my body. The whole world, in truth, is a part of my body. I'm a part of the world. Although I don't feel as, it's like how you don't really feel your blood moving through your veins, or you don't always feel your digestive system breaking down your food. People in the world is kind of like that, while my loved ones could be my brain or my heart or my fingers and things. Like I'm more aware of them and what they're going through and what they're experiencing, and I experience it with them. That is why it was so prevalent for me to learn growing up to not just be nice but to be kind, to not just give my energy to everyone and to be in everybody's face and be around folks, because I had a lot of people that would love to be around me, but they wouldn't treat me properly. They wouldn't handle me with care. They wouldn't consider me as much as I consider them. You get what I'm saying? And so I say all of that just to come back around full circle to that social experiment of you as a straight man telling people you're gay. You're going to really get to see and understand how people will treat you differently based on their insecurities and their hurts and their projections of how they see life. You as a woman telling men and telling other women that you are trans, you will get to really see how people really be faking your face. You get what I'm saying? You as a bi man lean into your straight passing, you get to see how those communities would treat you. And then when you finally, and then you start leaning into like, oh, I'm just gay, you'll start seeing, because even the gay community treated me weird. Like the gay community, if you're not, for what I seen, if you're not leaning, okay, so for example, you say you buy, oh, you just gay, it's shit like that. I'm just trying to get examples right now. Like I'm high right now too, so it's just like I hate being put on the spot with examples because it's like I start thinking about so many ones. You get what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I said what I said. This is what I'm saying. This is just what I'm saying. My experience, what I'm portraying, and you're gonna come with your correlations as well. You feel me? But it's the video's gonna end. So it's your boy Beetalksss, and that's the message. Thanks for listening to my Beat Talks.